All right, guys. Well, we've made it. We had a great valet, so thank you, Henry, for your parking help. Um, yeah, thank you everyone for showing up and coming. I feel very blessed that so many people showed up. Whether it's because you're actually interested in meditation or you just like me as a tennis coach and you're like, I'll just check this out. But yeah, I'm grateful you came and grateful you showed up and yeah, I want to provide a meaningful kind of self-connective experience for you guys today. Um, I always like to give a little bit of context for what kind of meditation I guide, how it works, how you can navigate it, right? So I'll do that. First thing is, I just want you to kind of go into this with this feeling of you're already nailing the meditation just by being here, right? Because the interesting thing that you kind of discover with presence and the presence within us is that it's already always there, right? It's already always within us. So it's not like when we say to ourselves like I'm not being present or I can't be present. It's not actually fully true because in reality we're already present, right? We're already aware in that moment of that thought arising that says I can't be present, right? And so I just want you to feel today like there's absolutely no expectation for you to have a certain experience or to feel like you have to master some kind of technique or have a profound experience as a result of doing something right. Just want you to kind of see this as like a yeah, like a spa for your soul. I like to say, just like a relaxing spa for your being, and yeah, see how it moves you, how it inspires you, how it feels within you. You know, I always like to say that whatever resonates of what I share, that whatever insights maybe that come through me, these are some things you can take with you if they resonate with you, right? If they feel nice in your body, they relax you. And if there's anything that you feel like, yeah, I don't fully resonate with that, then that's okay. You don't have to kind of take that on. Um, also, Ina was telling me, the most you meditate before was like 15 minutes. And I just want you to feel that today, it's not about like intensely, extensively being in a state of some meditation where it feels like challenging or difficult to enter that. I just want you to kind of like relax into it, just kind of listen to the sound of my voice and listen to the words I'm saying and see where they can lead you, right? See where they can bring you, what place they can touch within you and how it feels. But it can almost be like a relaxing discovery, right? An exploration within yourself. And I know some of you have meditated before and have done it frequently. You'll probably be already, how to drop into the space of presence, right? It will be something you're familiar with. And if this is like one of the first times you do something like this, then that's perfect too. And you're already doing it right just by being here, just by being in the space of presence. Um, yeah, I just want to take a moment of just gratitude that you guys are all here and in a moment of silence and just kind of relaxing into ourselves right now. You can take a deep breath and just be aware of what your body feels, what you feel right now. If there's tension within you, in your shoulders, just maybe relaxing your shoulders a little bit. If there's any emotional kind of maybe tension, just allowing it to be there, allowing it to be exactly as it is. Just relaxing more into the space, relaxing into your body and sensing your body. You can feel your feet, you can feel your your upper body. And also, you are allowed to close your eyes for the meditation. You can keep them open. You can explore both. I actually sometimes enjoy exploring both because it's, in my experience, when we meditate eyes open, kind of allows our nervous system to slow down in our open-eyed life experience. So if you meditate with open eyes, that can be helpful when you're going through life, right, and responding to your environment. Maybe that relaxation of the meditation can kind of seep into that. At the same time, you can also close your eyes to be more in your internal experience. Whatever feels more resonant for you, and however you feel like you receive this. But the breath is always a beautiful way to fall deeper into the present moment, because when we're breathing and we're focusing our attention on breathing, it's not so easy to actually have an overthinking mind. So you see your breath coming in and out. And you just observe that, you witness that. It's not easy to also be thinking. And so that can help our nervous system to relax. That can help us already fall a little bit more into a meditative kind of experience. So it's a great, great entry point. I wanted to do these meditations for you, for people that are, have everyday jobs and work a lot and career driven, that feel like sometimes maybe things get a little bit overwhelming or intense, or we get so consumed by that experience that it is nice to have a little bit of a reset, a moment where we put aside the roles of our life, the roles we play within our relationships, within our career, who we are in that, and just simply give ourselves some time to focus on ourselves and be intimate with just ourselves in the sense of presence and being. I know a lot of times when we're feeling stressed at work, or we feel overwhelmed, or we had a long day, it can be easy sometimes, and even I've experienced that. Maybe we go to more things that are stimulating, or things that feel like they take the edge off for us. And that's very understandable. And sometimes it can be really beautiful to actually dedicate some time to just being with yourself, because there's such a vast, beautiful, profound exploration you can find in the nature of being. And I'm going to dive more into that. And so I hope that today gives you an opportunity to reset, to relax your nervous system, to clear the maybe stressors or overwhelm that have been weighing on you, maybe making themselves known through tension in your shoulders or in your body, or emotional tension. Maybe today can be an opportunity to let some of that weight fall away, not by trying to let it go, but simply by being here, by being present with yourself, and allowing yourself to relax within you. It can naturally fall away as you dedicate that time to you. It was my desire that you leave today feeling a little bit more rejuvenated, a little bit more refreshed and re-energized, in the sense of at peace within yourself and in your heart. For me, the best way to meditate is allowing yourself to relax into yourself. The interesting thing about meditation, when we come from a space of being a high achiever in some shape or form, is we want to tackle meditation in that same way, where, oh, it's another goal to achieve or another thing to acquire by doing something right, by getting it right, by figuring out the right technique. Right? We're often wired to think like that, and so that's why sometimes people can struggle with meditation, because their mind is trying to achieve something through meditation. But the approach I take for meditation and guiding meditations is very different. I'm here to remind you that the presence of your being is already perfectly here. There is nowhere to get to or a meditative state to achieve. It is simply allowing yourself to relax into your true nature, to fall more deeply into that within you that is always, in every moment of your life, present and aware. Because there's something within you right now in this moment that is hearing the sound of my voice, that is feeling the cushion underneath you. That is already perfectly, pristinely aware of experience. And meditation really is about reconnecting to that part. First and foremost, remembering that that part in us exists. That there is a space within us that sits underneath each and every thought and feeling. That sits underneath each and every experience you ever have. That is simply being. It is simply just being. That space within you is just aware of experience unfolding, aware of your thoughts arising, aware of the wide range of emotions that come and go within you. So for a moment, I just want you to not even try to seek that place forcefully or try to get there, but just for a moment to just consider, there's something within me that is always just aware of my experience that is happening. And how much attention do we bring to that part? how much of our life's attention goes to, for a moment, exploring and just noticing the part within you from which everything kind of arises. Because there's something right now feeling your experience, sensing your experience. If there are thoughts coming in your mind right now, well, what am I doing here? Or what is this? Or whatever thought comes and goes. You are not the actual thought that arises, and you are not the central character within that thought. Like, even if there's a question you pose to yourself, what am I doing here? Can we be open to the possibility that that is just a thought arising within you? What am I doing here? Where is that thought arising from? Just feel into that for a moment, just as an exploration, nothing to figure out. Just to feel into that. Where is that thought arising from? Because you cannot deny that you are aware of that thought, that that thought is arising and you notice it. But who is the one noticing it? Who is the one noticing that thought? Can't be a thought noticing a thought. Has to be something deeper than a thought. Can't be a feeling noticing the thought. Because the feeling is also something you notice arising within you. So where is the thought arising out of? Just an exploration within you. A discovery. The path that inspires my meditations is a path that is called non-duality. And the idea of non-duality, maybe you're already familiar with it, maybe you aren't, but the idea of non-duality is that even though we experience life as a kind of subject, and we experience an object outside of ourselves, the world, a reality outside of ourselves, and we're the subject of experience, and there's a world outside. Non-duality is of the belief that you and the world are not separate, that there is a deep interconnection. In fact, that the world and you are one. And you don't have to believe that concept or idea. I just wanted to share where the inspiration arises from within my meditations, is that notion that there's something within you, the awareness of being, in which the world arises, in which your thoughts arise, your feelings arise. You can sit with that. But meditation, in a nutshell, is becoming aware and recognizing what is aware within you. In a nutshell, that is the discovery of meditation. An inner inquiry. Becoming aware of what is noticing the thought, what is noticing the feeling arising within you. Just actually like a scientist on a mission, going on a discovery to gently and lovingly look for that space. What is noticing my experience? Because you know that there's something noticing your experience. You are noticing your experience. But what if the you believe yourself to be via the thoughts that we have is not the you that is experiencing what is arising? We say to ourselves, yeah, I'm having this experience of being here in this room right now, undergoing this meditation. But who is the I that is having the experience? Just something to contemplate. Meditation is kind of falling back into that awareness of being. It's resting there again. Rather than placing all of our attention onto the thoughts that we have or the experience, the content of experience of what's happening around us, we kind of just turn the table and we go inward. What is noticing all of this? It's just an interesting inquiry. I'll give you a moment to sit with that. But the beautiful thing is that you simply being here right now, taking a moment of stillness, even if there are thoughts in your mind that are floating around, you're bringing some of your attention back to that presence of being, always alive and well within you. And that's a beautiful thing. And why do we even try to do that? Or why do we attempt to do that? What's the point? Well, in my experience, the more you allow yourself to relax back into that space of presence, that space of being, there's just a deeper embodied relaxation within you. Like a deeper inner peace that goes beyond emotional experience. It's not about feeling high or feeling ecstatic or feeling super excited, but it's a more subtle peace. that is the result of you bringing attention to you. And it can relax our nervous system, and it can bring a little bit more ease into how we perceive and experience life. Sometimes when we're stressed, we might feel like everything's on our shoulders, and we're trying to figure out the answers to our challenges and problems, and we're just constantly trying to figure it out. Well, what if sometimes you don't need to figure everything out? You don't need the answer immediately, and you simply relax back into yourself. You let your shoulders relax, and you just notice that you are being. You're already perfectly being. And to our mind, something like that can feel so boring, like a dreadful boredom. Why would I bring attention to just being? I have so many exciting things to think about. Our mind loves to continue thinking and thinking and thinking more about different things and thinking more about ourselves and thinking maybe about the future, anticipating something going to happen that I need to take care of, that I need to figure out. But I notice within myself that when I incessantly try to figure out something, I never get to an answer that really feels like it relaxes me and feels true in my heart. And what I found the interesting thing is that when there's something I want to figure out in my life, something I'm unclear about, if I let it go for a moment, the need to figure it out right now, and I allow myself to fall back into my being, I allow myself to relax back into this moment. I put that thing aside for a moment, the need to figure that out, the need to think about that. What I find that sometimes the presence that becomes more expansive within me kind of directs me to a certain clarity or wisdom that provides me the answers that I need, but not by me forcing the answer. And I've noticed this happening over and over again with different situations in my life. And the tricky thing is to trust that, and the tricky thing is to relax and be okay with sometimes not knowing the answer right away, not knowing the solution to our problem. What if it's okay to not know? Because what is there in the absence of knowing? What is there within you in the absence of knowing anything? If you don't know anything about the world or yourself right now, what is there? What don't you know about yourself? In Buddhism, they have these riddles to help confuse your mind to get you more deeply in touch with the nature of your being. That's one of these riddles. What don't you know about yourself? And the answer to that riddle is not something your mind can create an answer to. And in fact, this question is meant to inspire something beyond the mind to reveal itself. What don't you know about yourself? And what's interesting is that there might not be any answer. But if there is not any answer, can you see that it is a silence within you? Somehow a gap in between your thoughts that is just silent. And if there is a thought arising, beautiful. But it is arising in something within you that is aware of it. What don't you know about yourself? It's perfectly fine to not have an answer to that. In fact, that is the perfect answer. The silence of being that might arise out of that question is the perfect answer, even though it is not a conceptual, mental answer. In my eyes, it's a deeper answer. The silence of being that simply doesn't know right now. When there is no thought for a moment, do you agree that there is just being? That there's just your being? You're just being. You're doing nothing else. Nothing on top of it. There is just your being. You're here. You're here. Just being. Nothing to understand about that. Just to be. What is it like for a moment to just allow yourself to be. Just be. Where nothing is expected of you. You don't have to get anything right. Like, what if it's actually beautiful and perfectly fine to just be? With nothing added on top of that, no expectations, things you need to do. And obviously, in our life, there are things to do, so I'm just talking about this moment. I don't expect you to sit on a meditation cushion for the rest of your life and just be never doing anything. But just for this moment, what is it like to just give yourself full permission to simply just be? Nobody needs anything from you right now. There's no one to show up as. There's no role to play. There's nothing to figure out. Nothing to anticipate. This present moment and just being here is perfectly safe. Nothing bad can happen by just being for a moment. And then in that being, you might notice some tensions arising. Some thoughts arising. And then we just notice that. And when you're allowing yourself to just be, just that simplicity of just be, nothing else, not even trying to meditate, to access a state, just to be, you're perfectly nailing the meditation. And if a thought arises, it doesn't mean you're not nailing the meditation. Meditation is not about no thoughts. It's just giving yourself permission to be. And to become curious about exploring that part of you that just is, that's just being, that is just aware, just noticing, observing, experiencing life, the fullness and richness of so many different experiences. And the beautiful thing is that even if there's a part of you that doesn't want to just be, you want to think, that's perfectly fine too. Because you're still just being as well. Now just being aware of thoughts and thinking through thoughts. But there's still the being within you. That awareness doesn't go away just because you're thinking. So if you're thinking a lot right now or you want to think, go ahead. Go absolutely bonkers with your thoughts if you want to. Because I'm not here trying to force you to not think or be in this profound state of not thinking. Actually, maybe it feels relaxing and freeing to just allow yourself right now, let me have a break and just think away. You can go to the grocery list and things you need to pick up before you get home. The meetings at work you have to prepare for. Just think. Allow yourself to think. You're still perfectly nailing the meditation. What's funny sometimes is that if you give yourself permission in a meditation to just think and think and think and think, maybe the thoughts don't come. Maybe they just don't come in that moment. You've given yourself permission. You're not trying to suppress the thought. You're not trying to not have thoughts. But maybe no thought wants to come. And maybe they do come. And then we just notice, acknowledge. Or maybe we fully dive into a stream of thoughts. And you're still being as you are fully diving into the stream of thoughts. Your being doesn't stop. Your awareness is aware of you fully diving into your thoughts, going all out and exploring something. Most of the time, we're just not aware that we are always just aware of the thoughts. The thoughts take up so much of our attention span that we just kind of forget that we are the one aware of that. But I always like to give that permission that you can think as much as you want. Think freely, think wildly. Because the moment you put this pressure on yourself, I can't think, and it already gives you this idea that maybe you're not doing it right, but you're doing it perfectly. In reality, you're a disguised meditative master. You're always aware. You're always being. You can never not be. So you're already doing it right. Maybe that feels nice in our heart to just feel like I'm already doing this right. Again, as I said earlier, meditation shouldn't be something we try so hard to achieve, some kind of altered state. It should be something relaxing, something that feels natural. And everything is allowed to arise, thoughts, feelings. If you're feeling sad, if you're feeling grief, feeling happy, it is all allowed to be here. There is no wrong feeling in this space. In fact, in this room, every feeling is perfect. suddenly a burst of anger, a fireball of anger moves through you. You feel so much anger and frustration. Perfect. Well, that's also perfectly allowed here. If you're just annoyed at actually being here, doing this meditation, perfectly also allowed. That's understandable. But sometimes we think we should have positive feelings more than negative feelings, or we should have these feelings more. And we try to conjure up these feelings. What if each feeling is just something arising within you? It doesn't define you. It doesn't mean anything about you. A moment of anger and frustration doesn't mean anything about you. But of course, sometimes we have these thoughts that then attach to that feeling. And we say something like, oh, I always do this. I always feel this. And now you've made a story out of that feeling that is just arising. Now a thought has attached to that feeling in some way. But that's not true. It's just a feeling arising. And when we meet an emotion, when we meet a feeling from the heart of our presence, we give it attention. We witness it. We allow it to be there. We welcome it in our heart. We let it into our house. It immediately creates a greater inner intimacy with yourself, an emotional intimacy. You're not trying to control your feelings. You're just welcoming them in. And you bring the light of your presence, the light of your awareness, and you shine it onto the feeling that is arising. In the deepest sense, the feelings love that. They love when you do that. They love being noticed. They love being witnessed. They don't want to be shoved under the rug as something useless or wasteful. They just want to be seen and acknowledged. Some kind of pain arises in you, an emotional pain, a sadness. And we tell ourselves, I really shouldn't be sad right now. There's so many things in my life I should be happy. I should be grateful. Like, can you see in that moment you're actually not meeting the feeling with presence? You're going into your mind telling yourself how you should feel, rather than allowing the feeling just to be welcomed. Something to try as an experiment for you. Next time you have an uncomfortable feeling arise in your life, just be extra kind to it. Be extra welcoming to it. Even if it is a feeling that you don't usually like, it's okay. And just meet it with presence. It doesn't bite. It can't hurt you if you're aware of it. It can feel painful, but even that pain is temporary. And if you meet it with the light of your presence, with the light of your awareness, it feels already a little bit more loved and cared for. And then it can integrate a little bit deeper into you. Just an experiment to try maybe. Next time a challenging feeling is coming, I welcome you. Maybe you already do that, and that's. But if you don't, and you find yourself sometimes being hard on yourself and, oh, I shouldn't be feeling this. I should be feeling happy. I have so much to be grateful for. Well, just next time, just Ah, you're welcome here. You're right where you're meant to be. Thanks for coming. Thanks for visiting. Is there anything you have to share? You want to share with me? Maybe you would like to share something, I don't know. And then you can bring the light of your presence to listen, like you would listen to a friend in need that is going through a hard time. You bring that same amount of presence and care to that feeling. Just something to experiment with. Maybe that helps feel so makes things feel a little bit more peaceful. I practice that with the kids that I teach tennis with, and they're feeling angry or they're feeling sad or they come to me with some feeling of, oh, I'm sad, and just acknowledging that that's okay. Maybe that's just the way you feel today. Maybe tomorrow will be different. Totally okay right now. We just often have this expectation we always need to be happy or positive, but maybe sometimes the most authentic thing is just no. A shitty feeling arises. It's a shitty feeling. It kind of hurts. I don't try to make it spin it positively. I just welcome it. I guess that's the way we feel today. Maybe that's just the way we're meant to feel today. Maybe tomorrow will be different. Maybe it won't. I guess if it won't be different, maybe that's just life saying, time to welcome some more. Time to welcome the feeling again. Here we go again. That's a great practice. Be more emotionally kind to yourself. And I say this right now, but I still also have moments where I feel like I should be feeling differently. Should be feeling more inspired, more excited. So I still struggle sometimes with that. But allowing yourself to feel exactly the way you feel and giving yourself permission, that's a deep meditative practice. Just allowing yourself to be as you are. Because then you're already being more deeply. You're not trying to be different than what you are. You're just being what you are. And that resolves in some way a little bit of an inner conflict we sometimes have and brings already more peace to our heart. And then from that deeper peace in our heart, we're more open-hearted in the way we relate to others. Again, if there's one thing to take away from today when it comes to meditation, just allowing it to be more simple. It's not this intense, I need to seek and find something. It's just the opposite, more softening into yourself, more relaxing. Just relaxing into yourself more. And if you feel like relaxing into yourself becomes the thing that feels like, oh, I need to get this right, I need to relax into myself the right way, just throw it away. Let me be tense right now. I am tense right now. I can't relax into myself. Oh, then let me just be tense right now. Or let me be frustrated with not being able to relax. And then that becomes the entry point to a deeper relaxation, because relaxation in a nutshell is I allow myself to be as I am. I allow myself just to be as I am for a moment. Not trying to be different than what I am. I notice that the deepest meditations I have when I'm just sitting with myself, I'm not even trying to meditate. Not like, oh, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to meditate. No, I'm just having a cup of tea, I'm sitting down, and I'm just being. I just don't do anything else. And then it feels like it lets me slip deeper into more expanded, awake presence. But no pressure. Not something I have to achieve or acquire. So I hope I helped you feel that a little bit, that it can be like that. It can be more simple. And again, in some shape or form, you're always already perfectly meditating. Because meditation is just being, and you're always already being. Maybe it is veiled, maybe it is obscured. Maybe you don't directly recognize that. But you're already being. You're already being. So slowly but surely, ask you to feel your body and feel your feet on the ground or your hands resting. Just become aware of your body. And just coming back a little bit into the space if you've been, feel like you've been just coming back to our body a little bit, feeling our body, grounding our body.